Well, my hose is froze. And I blew it out, but it's still frozen, so I'm gonna have to carry them some water for now. Take care of that in a minute. Those of you that said I needed a new coffee cup, or needed to replace my coffee cup because my pictures was faded out, I got this one. It's definitely not a new one. It's made in about 96, that picture was taken. But that's my boys. That's the other side. This cup was made for Dina, but I'm drinking out of it. Been reading this one. I'm going to finish it today after I read a little in the Bible. It's a beautiful morning. A little bit cold. It's right below freezing, but gotta come out and get some water running for the cows and feed the chickens. We got in after dark last night, so didn't get to show y'all. We did not have another egg yesterday. Maybe today. It'll take time, but they don't lay an egg every day, and I think we've only got one hen laying anyhow. So thought I'd run out here and get some water going. I've got a doctor's appointment in about 25 minutes or so, 30 minutes, and I'll have to shut down for that. But it's an online doctor's appointment with the VA. So anyway, I'm gonna get some water hooked up, and that way the cows are got plenty to drink, and check on the chickens and get them some feed. Well, my hose is froze. And I blew it out, but it's still frozen, so I'm gonna have to carry them some water for now. Take care of that in a minute. Well, that's got the cows some water for a little while. I didn't give them too much, about 20 gallons, 15, 20 gallons. But that'll help them until that hose thaws out here in a little while. I get done with my doctor's appointment. And then I can fill it on up and not have to worry about it. Right now though, it's time for another cup of coffee and get ready for this doctor's appointment. We are packaging some peach rings with Tajin on them. I don't know, they didn't do real good in the freeze dryer. So they didn't cook as good as the regular peach rings. I don't know if we'll continue. We're packaging up our regular peach rings too, but I was fixing to make some samples. The samples are pretty good. I got one though that was still chewy. That's why I say they didn't do as good. The one I tried, and it didn't look like it worked. So anyway, I culled that out by eating it anyhow. T for Tajin. I only have one regular peach ring left to cut up into samples. Yep, we will get them put in our sample tub for when we're out in the public at an event, or letting people try them that are considering putting them in their store or place of business. We have been super busy today. Got a video coming out today. When you see this video, it'll be a day or two down the road, but today is Friday, and I've got a video coming out today announcing a new location where we have put our candy, and I hadn't even got the video out yet announcing it, and they're sold out. So we put that one in the right place for sure. And they're good friends of ours anyhow. We've known them since they were young. And now they're young adults doing good. But I'm headed out to the chicken coop. I'm gonna check for another egg. We checked last night and there wasn't any. Give him a little feed and check for an egg. I'm also looking for deer. If you see me looking around, I'm always looking for deer. We got another one. That's cool. We got another egg, and all we can do is keep on trying like we're going, and hopefully that picks up and those other 7 hens in there start playing suit. You don't ever expect to get an egg every day from every hen. Getting an egg 3 to 5 times a week, that's doable out of each hen. That should be. This time of year is not always the best time. The cold weather keeps them slowed down. Well, the water hose is stalled out. At least I've seen water shoot out of it. Hopefully it ain't running yet. I know I've seen water shoot out of it. There it is. Now we got water. Cows had already drank that 15 or 20 gallons I put in there this morning with buckets, so we'll get them filled up there now. All right, so let's try to put together one of these chicken feeders. I ordered these off a line, and I talked about them in a video 3 or 4 days ago. Got a Holesaw, I got those. I bought some black buckets today at Ace Hardware. I got black because that lets less sunlight in. There in turn lets less bacteria grow inside the bucket. Just keeps it a little cleaner for your chickens. And then I bought some gamma lids. They call gamma lids, or gamma lid style, because you can open them like so, and the lid's got a rubber seal on it. That will just help keep it more weatherproof. That was my thought. So set that aside and get my Holesaw set up here. Their instructions said to drill these holes, mark them 3 inches from the bottom. So I did that. It's really hard to see on a black bucket. I used an orange Sharpie. I can see them, but I guarantee you can't So I've got 4 places marked out, tried to quarter the bucket, you know, one on each side opposite of each other. I've got them marked. Dina's showing me a piece of tape, red tape might work, but I can see them pretty good, so we're gonna go with it. It's just I don't think the camera's picking them marks up. So let's see if we can get drilled here. There's one. I'm gonna have to vacuum when I'm done. I will be right back. I'm gonna take this outside and knock it all off. That was a disaster. So if you guys decide you want to do this and get these type of feeders and make your own, drill the holes outside. Don't do them in your kitchen like I just did. So on to the next step. I stopped the video and cut in here to let you know that I now realize that I put that feeder together exactly backwards the way it should have been. I tried to read the directions, but I couldn't read the small print or the little pictures. I couldn't make them out. I went online to make sure I was right, because the more I edited this video and paid attention to some of that, the more it dawned on me I was trying to figure out how to fix the feed spilling out of the feeder in my head, and the more it dawned on me as I thought about that I had put them together backwards. So I will fix that feeder, and I'll do it on video and show y'all the difference between the two. But I left it in here because I can show y'all everything. I could have edited it out and you would have never known how big a mistake I just made with this feeder. But I hope you enjoy the video anyhow. We appreciate y'all. Now back to my big mess up. Next step is to insert the port. And each port gets a seal. Then the nut. And then you put the nut on. I got a phone call from our son out in California, and so while I was talking to him, I put the phone in my bib pocket on my overalls and cleaned up all of that plastic from drilling those holes. So I feel better about that. It sure makes a mess. Definitely, if you do this, take it outside. I went and got my filter wrench out of my toolbox, and I'm gonna try to tighten these spouts up a little bit better, just to see if I can. That actually did it a lot better. I don't want it to be loose. It ain't that it's sealing it. I just don't want it to be loose because I don't want the chickens to be able to knock it around. Not that I got mean, tough chickens, but it's just the more solid it is, the longer it'll last. hard on your hand on the inside to hold it steady when you're cranking on it. Dina's over there making sugar-free Jolly Ranchers. She's preparing them to go into the freeze dryer. So that part of building this feeder is done. So now, all I really got to do is put the lid on it and take it outside and feed chickens with it. But it's dark right now. I'll take it outside in the morning and get it set up. It came with these little plugs to go inside there, and you can shut them off so the chickens can't get any feed. I was trying to think about why you would want to shut them off. So you can just plug that spout from the inside with these little blank plugs. And the only reason I could think of is like if you have meat chickens, you do not want to feed them the day before you process them. You want their whole system to be empty. It's just a lot cleaner. Other than that, maybe if you had to quarantine a chicken or something and you was trying to keep it out of the feed and it was a at-will feeder like this, pretty much I'm betting these go in the top of my toolbox or in a little Skittles jar. I've been using Skittles jars for storage because we use a lot of Skittles jars, and I may never touch them again. But I got them if I need them. How about that? So the next step is to put these lids on. Now I didn't want to put it on until I was done working on the inside. I'm gonna put it on something solid on the floor and snap it in place. All right, that is completed. That is ready for me to put feed in. And I read the little pamphlet, little direction sheet that came with the spouts. I think I'm really gonna like these. But I was reading that pamphlet and it said to get it off of the ground, to put it on a block or something. So the chickens would have to be awful short to eat out of this. So I think I'll probably suspend it, hang it off the ground a little bit, rather than stick it on a block. And the reason is they can't knock it off, whatever I hang it from, when it's empty or when it's low. And I don't want them to knock it around if it's getting low on feed and not enough weight to hold it in place. But anyway, next time you see me, we'll be putting this in the chicken pen with feed. So I'm gonna get ready for bed and we'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. Well, we're headed out to the chicken coop. I've got the new feeder. We're gonna put that up right quick. And then I've got to run to a meeting. It's later in the morning than I thought it was. I've been editing for a couple, 3 hours, but I wanted to get this up here right quick and see how the chickens do with it. I think I'm just gonna put a couple good scoops of feed in here. That way I can kind of tell how they're eating it, if they're getting in it or not. I need to catch them eating it too, hopefully. You guys didn't see much of me putting that up. I thought I had it where y'all could see me putting it up, but I didn't. We got it hung up, and we got one curious chicken already. So I'm gonna shake it just a little bit so it puts a little feed out like that. Now they'll associate that with their feed and hopefully figure out they stick their head up in there, they're good. I definitely learned that you want to fill that in place. You don't want to fill it up away from where you're going to be using it and then carry it to where it's going. Because boy, it would spill a lot of feed. I spilled a little bit when I put them 2 scoops in there. I scooped up what I could without getting a bunch of mud and grass and everything else in it. And what I didn't get picked up, the wild birds will eat. So even the wild birds like to eat, right? Well, we'll check that out in another video. I'm gonna wrap this one up right here. Challenge y'all to go be a blessing for someone else today. Say God bless.